Juneteenth, right? I think we owe it to our ancestors to rest on this Freedom Day, but not from reading. We never rest from reading. Black AF History, the Unwhitewashed Story of America by Michael Harriot. Let's get into it. This is a history book about Black people, written by Black people. It is, I mean, down to the way that it's organized. It is constructed in a Black ass way. It's humorous because even though we have been through a lot, we can always find the humor in something. That's how we deal. And you can see that on the pages. I mean, look at the table of contents. Earth, Wind, and America. The church fight that started slavery. Good chapter, by the way. Drapetomaniax, and I want to come back to that. The Negro spiritual, because comma placement is important. Story for another day. Whites Going Wild. Uncle Rob explains Separate but Equal. The Race War 3, the conspiracy theory that was true. Thug Life, the other civil rights movement. I love that this book has drawings instead of pictures because they are hilarious. If you're into Southern rap, you already know, right? And if you know a little bit about history, you know that this is Booker T and W.E.B. I mean, look at how he writes. This beef was bigger than Jay-Z versus Nas, shadier than Michael Jackson versus Prince, more contentious than Sugar versus Salt and Grits. Salt. He has unit reviews after each chapter to, you know, kind of so you can test yourself on what you've read to make sure that you understand it. And activities after those questions that are thoughtful, thought-provoking, and fun, like this one. How Black is your church? Give yourself 1 point for each of the following that you have experienced. Been baptized outside. That's Black as hell. Shout it. Turn to your neighbor. Been anointed with extra virgin olive oil. Use a church fan from a funeral home, but you were not at a funeral. Black AF. I like the supplemental sections as well because it tells about events in our history that we may have never heard of, like how it was a Black person who started stand-up comedy. It was a Black person who invented vaccines, the multicultural rebellion of 1811. And another thing that I like about it is he has a podcast called Drapetomania. And if you don't know, Drapetomania was considered a disease, and they applied that to slaves who ran away. They said, you got to be out your mind if you're running away. We're going to label you a drapetomaniac. And that is what he titled his podcast, which I like to consider a companion to this book. And in the podcast, he and a host of other dope Black people reenact these supplements. So, matter of fact, let me let you hear this one, a piece of it. Okay? Because you need to go listen to the whole thing.
In 1806, sugarcane farmer James Brown was practicing some retail therapy at the slave market when he had the impulse to buy 2 slaves for $1,300. He thought it was a steal, which, you know, it literally was. The 2 enslaved people he purchased had already been stolen from the Asante Kingdom, 15-year-old Kwaku and 21-year-old Kwamina. The microaggressions started the moment the sale went through, and I mean immediately.
What are your names?
Kwaku.
Kwamina.
That's Kook and Kwamamana. Got it.
How'd you get that from Kwaku?
Did he even try?
Farmer Boy wasn't about to learn how to say that correctly. To be fair, y'all know Black names are hard to pronounce. Is it their fault that we don't stick to simple white names like Benedict Cumberbatch, Matthew McConaughey, or Shia LaBeouf? I'll give you a second to add your own. To Farmer Brown, these people were just his property. To him, it was no different than your parents calling your Sega Genesis a Nintendo. Luckily, Kwaku and Kwamina were surrounded with Black people from all over the diaspora, all with their unique backgrounds, cultures, and histories. But of course, white people just saw slaves. If Farmer Brown was even the least bit curious about the scars on his new, quote, property, he might have learned that they were West African warriors called Okofukum. He might have also discovered just how much he had them fucked up. But, yo, I'm getting ahead.
Go cop this for Juneteenth. Yeah. And if you're like, hey, this is a bit much, a bridge too far, Terabithia, at least listen to Drapetomania. It is hilarious and informative. The reenactments while telling the story, when they get on the main line to talk to people who have passed away, it's phenomenal. Michael Harriot, if you see this, can y'all run that back? For real. Phenomenal. I know you've been working with the clips. Thanks. But can y'all come back and run Drapetomania back. Phenomenal podcast. Y'all have a happy Juneteenth.